Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Amen to that. Have you ever started something new and you are all excited? And then just a few weeks later, when your excitement fades away, you're no longer motivated, you can't seem to stay consistent, and you are procrastinating? If so, you are definitely not alone. Statistically, most people who set any New Year resolutions stop taking actions after just around the third or the fourth week. And that's why most gyms are super busy the first few weeks in January. And then things are back to normal and become not so crowded again, typically around early February. It's human nature to want to slack off, to not stay consistent after the so-called honeymoon period wears off. But the thing is, being consistent is the only way that will bring improvement and results to your life and to your business. As Tony Robbins once said, most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in a decade. And Tony, I think you are absolutely right. Now, not only that, staying consistent is also a way to gain self-confidence. Let me explain. Just imagine if you are someone who always promised yourself something, but you always give up halfway, always fall short of your own promise. Well, then over time, you'll start to doubt yourself and start to not trust yourself. Because by being inconsistent, you are breaking a promise to yourself. This will affect your own self-image, self-confidence, and self-esteem over time as well. So staying consistent is a way to become a person of integrity to people around you and most importantly, to yourself. Now, in this episode, I'll share with you 5 strategies to be consistent in anything in your life. So stay tuned. Hello, this is Millie Liang from Shine to Impact TV. I share an awesome episode every single week to help you build a business and a life that you truly love. So do consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell too so that you don't miss any awesome episodes. Okay, now let's talk about the 5 strategies to be consistent in anything. Strategy number 1, prune to blossom. Yes, if you've done gardening, you know what I mean. If you want your plant to grow better, grow stronger, and grow more beautifully, from time to time you need to prune, meaning that you need to cut off the branches that are not growing well so that nutrition can go to the remaining branches. Now, if you want to be more consistent in your life and in your business, you need to apply the same principle. As a human being, our attention, energy, and time is limited. We cannot possibly do 100 things at the same time and be able to do well in all of them. That simply doesn't work. So if you set 100 goals for yourself, you are setting yourself up for failure. You need to pick your battle and don't bite off more than you can chew. And just like your plant, you need to bloom to blossom. That means focus on just a handful of goals so that you can give your full self to these goals and make them a reality. For me, I'm not good at many things. I suck at drawing, I don't play the piano well, I don't play the guitar well, I don't cook very well, I don't like to do sports, I'm not athletic, I don't run, I don't fix cars, I don't do gymnastics, I don't know many things. In fact, I think it's a pretty long list. Anyway, my point is I gave myself permission to focus on just a handful of things in my life and in my business that are important to me. Yes, of course, my goals will change or evolve over time, but each time I'm only focusing on my top 1 to 3 goals so that I can be consistent. In fact, one of my favorite books, The One Thing by Gary Keller, he recommends that people to focus on, well, you guessed it, the one thing and the one thing only at any given time. Now, either way, my point is that you really need to pick your battle and focus on no more than 1 to 3 big goals at a time. Okay, with your goals picked, let's go to strategy number 2 to stay consistent. Strategy number 2, start small. Yep, start with the small stuff. In fact, if you've been following me for any period of time, you would know that this is my mantra. Dream big, start small, act now. Keep things simple and don't complicate things. Keeping things simple is how you can stay consistent and be sustainable. Get over the paralysis by analysis and also get over the perfectionist syndrome. Well, on that note, I'm talking to myself too. The truth is, if we overanalyze or if we need to get everything perfect, then we'll have a hard time getting started and staying consistent. For example, most people who want to start a YouTube channel procrastinate and never get started because they're hung up on their equipment. What camera to use, what microphone to use, what lighting to use, etc. But the truth of the matter is, you don't need any of those things to get started. You can literally stand in front of your window so that you get some natural light and then start shooting your first video today with your phone. You don't need the perfect equipment or the whole studio set up. You just need to start. Quality comes from quantity, so stay consistent. Now, if you focus on improving just 1% each time, you inevitably get better and better at anything over time. Aim for progression, not perfection. Now, let me be clear. I don't mean that you don't think things through when you do anything, but there will come a point that you just have to jump off that cliff and trust that you can grow your wings and be able to fly along the way. Okay, that's figuratively speaking, so please don't jump off a cliff. Okay, next, strategy number 3 to stay consistent in anything. Strategy number 3, schedule them. Yep, I know that sounds completely basic, but really, schedule them. Schedule them. As Stephen Covey, author of the international best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, once said, don't prioritize your schedule your priorities. Yes, schedule your priorities. If they're not on your schedule, they are not real. One of my coaching clients recently asked me on how I stay consistent, and I gave him the example with my YouTube channel. So I'm proud to say that this month I've been staying consistent and releasing at least 1 video per week for 1 whole year. Yes, that's 52 weeks. Yay! So how do I stay consistent? Well, I make making my YouTube videos non-negotiable, and I got deadly serious about them. I make time in my schedule for making them happen. That means no matter how busy I get, how lazy I feel that day, I make them happen. I schedule them in as a priority, and they are non-negotiable. Now, there are a few more tricks and tips too, which I've talked about in this episode, so be sure to check it out too. So yes, schedule them and take actions. Stick to them until they stick to you, until they become your habits. Okay, next up, strategy number 4 to be consistent in anything. Strategy number 4, create the environment. Yes, make your environment conducive to your habits. Reduce the friction on the things you want to make progress on. For example, if you want to play the guitar more, then you can place your guitar next to where you normally sit so that it's right there for you. If you want to run more, then have your running shoes right next to the door, so every time you see your shoes, you're reminded of your running. For me, I love to read, so I always have a book next to my seat and in my bag when I travel. Lately, I started to get into the habit of drinking more water, and so I've started setting an alarm clock on my phone. Oh, there it is. Excuse me, I need to drink some water now. My phone goes off every 2 hours in the morning to remind me to take a water break, and I make sure that I always put a water bottle next to me so that I won't forget. Now, on the flip side, you also want to increase the friction for tasks you want to do less. Say you want to watch less TV, then you purposely put the TV remote control at the furthest corner in your house. That's right. So every time you need to turn on that TV, you need to walk all the way into your room, or you go to the garage, or you go to the bathroom to get it. I know it sounds completely weird, but it totally works. Make it super inconvenient. Try it. It works. Or say if you want to go on social media less often, then you can delete the app on your phone. So each time you need to check social media, you need to turn on your computer, use your browser, go on the website, and then log in. Oh, and remove the auto login too, so that you have to key in the login and password every single time. You see, just the thought of that is already very troublesome, and I would totally don't want to check my social media. Now, if you want to have more ideas, I highly recommend this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Okay, the last strategy on how to be consistent in anything is, ta-da! Strategy number 5, add accountability. Yep. So share your goals with the accountability partner so that you can be held accountable. Maybe it's a supportive friend, your spouse, a colleague, or even better, get a coach to kick your butt. Remember I said that most people give up the New Year resolution after just 3 to 4 weeks? Well, at the beginning of this year, I hosted 2 goal-setting workshops, one in English and one in Cantonese. And after my goal-setting workshops, I started an English chat group and a Cantonese chat group to provide ongoing motivation and support. Each week, I share some motivation in the group, and we also share our progress from the last week, and we cheer on for each other. And guess what? It is now August, and our groups are still going strong. Every week, I'm seeing members of the group taking massive actions and reaching their goals. And of course, because I started these groups, I'm also posting my progress every single week as well. So literally, we are each other's accountability partners to stay consistent and to keep moving forward. It is truly awesome to have accountability partners. Well, on that note, I host goal-setting workshops every year towards the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. Maybe not type of stop, but type of 2. Type of 2. If you're ready for the best year ever, type 2. Yeah! So if you're interested to take part and be part of the group, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter at millieliang.com/gift and also follow me on my Facebook. Okay, so there you have it, my 5 strategies to be consistent in anything. Okay, so I want to know which of these 5 strategies are the most helpful for you, and what is one action step you're going to take today to become more consistent in your life? Leave a comment below and let me know. And as always, remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also share this with your friends too. You have a special gift in you. Believe in yourself and shine and impact the world in a bigger way. Remember, dream big, start small, and act now. With that said, I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye for now. Subscribe and hit the bell. This is my mantra. Wait.